Hello everyone, this is Nighty from NNK, and today I'll be creating this scene here in Blender. So let's get started. Okay, so we have got our 3D viewport here. So first thing first, let's delete things that we have got by default on the port. Hit X to delete it, and have we got it empty and a clean viewport to be worked on. Now let's add in a plane and resize the plane about 20 meter on x-axis and 20 meter on y-axis. Yeah, this size will do. That's okay. Now hit 7 to get into the top view and hit tab to get into the edit view. Edit mode actually. Okay, in the edit mode. Now we need to subdivide this plane to make those bumpy mountains. So how are we going to do that? Hit right click and subdivide and make the subdivide count about 100. We have, by this we will got quite a lot of faces here. As you can see, yeah, we have got quite a lot of faces. Now how we are gonna make those bumps? So for that we are gonna use the proportional editing. You can enable proportional editing by hitting O on your keyboard to enable or disable it, or by getting up here in the viewport and hit the circle. And in this proportional editing we get quite a lot of options or shapes in which we want to extrude or grab our faces. We can hit smooth, sphere, root, and all this kind of stuff. So right now I'm gonna stick with the smooth one, and let's hit C for the circle select, and let's select the faces which we need to grab to make our mountains. Okay, so the mountains are going to be bumpy and a little bit random. Means they are not going to be quite. We can say that they should not be the same of height and like that. I mean, they should be random. Not a lot, but a little bit. Okay, so select faces quite randomly, because yeah, okay, so this might will do. Okay, now let's make this thing a mountain looking like thing. So hit 1 to get into the front view, G to grab it. Now the circle will make or will adjust the area and around which these faces will be grabbed. Okay, so I want them to be grabbed in Z axis. So hit Z and just move it. So these vertices will be moving upward and giving us a fine sort of shape of a mountain. Okay, it looks like a mountain. I mean, not quite like a mountain, but giving us a little bit shape of mountain. Making it more randomized, we can grab some more. Hitting C, some random vertices, front, into front view, hit G, lower that circle, grab Z, this, and we got, okay, it's not that bad, but let's select them again. Here, here, and here. Actually, let's make this a little bigger. That will do. front view, G, and grab in that axis. So what we have got something like this. Seems okay. Okay, so now let's get on with it. Tab. Now that's a one mountain, but I'm planning to get 3 of the mountains. And yeah, in a pattern kind of. Okay, hit C to get that circle select again, and this time I'm getting something like this pattern. Okay, front view, grab, make the circle a little bigger on that axis, and like this. Okay, it's quite up, so grab on that, and I want this mountain to be smaller than that one, so this height will do, I think. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now for the tab mountain. Okay, first let's make it more randomized. So see, just like we did on that one, select those some random faces like this, and front view, grab, lower the circle on that axis, or maybe grab it on x-axis to make it more randomized. Some different sort of shape. Okay, so we have got something like this. It's okay. Yeah, it's just okay. Now we need we are gonna add a third mountain here. So third mountain will be in a shape of, it will be some discontinuous sort of mountain, which is half or a part of which is in the scene. So I'm making it about here. Something shaped like this. Bigger. Okay, so grab Z and about here maybe. It's looking okay. Yeah, it's not that bad. Actually, it's not that bad. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we are gonna make the bottom of the lake. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? The same technique we have been using, but in a little different manner. I'm gonna leave some space here, and like this goes like that, about here, like this. On this side the same way, like this. Okay, seems okay. Front view, grab that, this, and see what have we got. We got something like this. It doesn't seem that bad. I think I said that before too. Okay, so let's do this, and we got something like this. Okay, so now we have got our basic mountain bumps and the river bed or lake bed. Now it's time to make them look like real mountains. Okay, but just before that, I want a cave here. A cave. So how am I gonna do that? Again, C. Let's select some of the vertices and grab them, or circle X, or grab Y actually. Let's just align it. Like this. Okay, so grab Z. Like this. Now it seems quite okay. I mean, yeah, the cave isn't that big, but it seems quite okay. Now let's start giving them a real look of mountains. And how are we gonna do that? We are gonna do that by using textures of mountains. So let's first select the mountain that we are going to texture. Let's start with this one here, C, and let's pick a circle and start selecting it. We got this. Okay. C. Select the areas where you're gonna make those textures. Like this. Oh no, down here. Okay, now let's get into the materials tab and give it a new material. And yeah, now it's time to use those nodes, because without nodes the textures won't look actually that good. So let's split our screens here and let's get into the shader editor and delete this thing, because we are going to make our own nodes for the texture. So Shift A for the search bar, output, material output, Shift A again, and shader. We're using the diffuse shader here, like this one. Again, Shift A, texture. And since we're using this image texture, we'll select that one, duplicate that for the normal map, and again Shift A for the last time, and in the vector menu get the normal map. Now join the BDSF with the surface, color with the color, color with the color, and the normal with the displacement. And here we have got our nodes. The only thing remaining are the textures. So open image and select the image, the base color, which will give the color to the base. By the way, all these textures that I'm using in this tutorial will be given, the links to the downloads will be given in the description down below, so you can get the same textures, or if you want to use your own textures, obviously you're allowed to use them. Okay, so the next image will be the normal map, and here's my normal map all selected. We have given them, let's just assign to the vertices or the faces that we have selected, Z, and in the render view. And let's see, what do we have got here. We got something like this, not clear, quite enough. Shift A and add a light and a sun here, so that we will have got some knowledge about what we have done here actually. Okay, so this is what we have done. Doesn't look that bad. From a distance it does look like a mountain. Okay, in the normal tab, let's adjust this value 0.5, not too low, 0.7. It's okay. Okay, so we have given the texture, but there's a way we can make it even look better, because yeah, it looks good, but to make it even better, we are gonna use a UV unwrapping. we're gonna unwrap this UV unwrap this thing. So hit tab. We already have selected these vertices. Let's again split our screens, and this time open here a UV editor. So open the image, and I'm gonna use the base color like this, and start with the UV editing or UV unwrapping. So as we select our vertices, they come here like this. As you can see, every vertex I select, it appears in this image. So we are gonna need all the vertices of the mountain. So yeah, like this, and let's select all of them and start moving it, and we can move it wherever we want, and it will change the place of that picture that is textured over this thing. We can scale it, we can scale it up, we can scale it down. So let's just adjust it until we get our desired texture. We can also rotate this thing like this. The results, okay, it doesn't look that bad. Oh, sorry. Grab and maybe scale down a little bit. What do we have here? No, it isn't good. Okay, like this. It seems okay. It doesn't look that bad. Okay, so we are done with this. The first mountain UV unwrapped and textured and looks good. Really does look good. Now let's get over with the second one. Let's take it a little at a side, and let's get back into the edit mode by hitting tab. Okay, let's get over with the second one. Okay, so let's select all the vertices by using circle select like this. Okay, make sure that you select all the vertices, not left any of them. Don't leave any of them, like this and this. And for the extra areas that have been accidentally selected, within the circle select, hit shift and with the right or left click, whichever you have selected for the selection action, use that and they will be deselected. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we have selected the second mountain. Now, since we are using the same texture and the nodes will be the same as well, just make a new material. If you want to name it differently, you can, but I'm sticking with the material 2. It's quite obvious, and it's by default give us this texture. We don't need it, we need the one. So let's get back to the first material we use. Select all, Control C to copy it, get into the second material, Control V to paste it and assign it, and we got the results like this. But yeah, as I said before, the texture will not be applied in the best manner, so yeah, you can change them. Select the vertices, the faces of the mountain, and within here the UV unwrap or UV editor, select them and move them around to get the better texture results. Or you can rotate it. Like this. Let's see what we have got here. It seems okay. It doesn't look that bad. Let's just rearrange the position like this. Okay, it seems okay to me. Okay, it's good. It's good. Now for the third mountain, using the same way to do it and the same texture as well. C, make the circle bigger, select the faces. This. Like that. It's okay. Make a new material, a new one, delete the defaults, Control V to paste the same materials. This. Let's see what we have got here. It seems okay, but let's make it even better. B to box select, grab it, move it around, scale it, and even rotate it. Like this. It's okay. It doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it's okay. Now we have got all mountains. Okay, we let somewhat dice the faces here. So select them like that and assign them. Okay, that looks good. And yeah, we forgot to make it more randomized, so let's do it now. This, and this. Grab Z, proportional editing, O, and grab Z. Just make it a little more bumpy. Okay, so now we have got our basic mountains and texture here. Now for the water. Now, how we are gonna make that lake water? It's simple. Most of the thing that is we are gonna use are nodes, or maybe all of the things will be nodes. Okay, so Shift A to add a mesh and a plane. Grab Z, make it upper, and hit division on your number pad to get the most prior thing, most focused object in your workspace actually. Okay, so we have got a plane here. Now let's make water from it. So how we're gonna do that? We're gonna use the nodes. So make a new material, new, delete these. Now the nodes that we are gonna use. So first thing first, the most important thing in making water texture is the ripples, the water ripples, which are most important and which makes the water look like water. So first of all, Shift A and output, because yeah, place it here. Shift A to make those ripples. The texture that we are going to use is the merge grab texture. This texture will help us to make those ripples. Shift D to duplicate it. Now for mixing them, we are going to use a mix RGB node, which is, here it is, a mix RGB node. Here it is. So now for the coloring, we are going to use the shaders. First we need a diffuse shader for the colors, and to make the water shiny and glossy, we're going to use the gloss texture. Duplicate it like this. Now the water has got a IOR value, which is the constant, and the Blender gives us a node for making such things. It provides us IOR, a node in which we can place that IOR value. It's known as fresnel or fresnel, something like that. So here it is, the fresnel tab here, and in the IOR value we are going to type 1.33, which is constant for the water. And in these glass shaders we are going to place the same value, 1.33. now we have to join them. So the first must grab with the color 1 or 2, either way you can switch them and connect the color from them to the displacement. Now shifting these values will make ripples or sign over these things. Let's get into the render view. Okay, first of all, let's make into the color. We're gonna need some mix shaders here. So mix shader, thing 2 and 1, a transparency tab 2. So text shader, a transparent BDSF like this, shader and a shader to the surface like and this. Now BDSF does this shader like that. I think we're gonna need another mix shader. This, add in here, and this one here, and this one here. So here we have got all our nodes, required nodes. Now top view, let's make those bumps and let's make water. So as for the bumps, we're gonna play with these values there. As you can see, they are a little bumpy and change the effect on the plane more precise like this. Looking at it from an angle will show you it has got some bumpy. Now detailing, we're gonna reduce it to 1. Like that. Dimension will be okay. Make it 2 again. Okay. This offset. Okay, now let's add some color to it. This, dark like this. So we have got some bumps, but we need high scale bumps like this. The values I've used there are not universal. You can use your own values, you can play with it and make it however you want to make it look, like this. Okay, so our basic water is ready. Now again hit the division mark on your number pad and let's place this water. So grab that, like here, top view, scale it like this. Okay, grab Y, grab Z, scale Y, okay, let's add the water. Oh, grab X, like this. Okay, it looks quite okay, but what is this? It needs to go down, so grab X, this one too, grab X. Okay, pretty okay. Okay, so we have got something like this. It seems quite okay, but this water is just a plane, as you can see. Whoa, what the heck is going on? Okay, so this water is just a plane. It has got no thickness to it. So how we're going to do that? We are going to first select this thing, get out of the edit mode. Within the object mode, we're going to add solidify modifier to it, which will actually give it a thickness. So here we have got a thickness stack, so to make the water thicken and look quite good. Now like this. So here we have it. The water has been added to the scene actually, and it doesn't look that bad. The color is maybe too. Okay, let's have a random view in cycles. What do we've got in cycles? Okay, it does not look that bad. Great. Now we are gonna add. Okay, this thing is actually a beach sort of thing, so we need texture for that one too. So let's get back to Eevee top view in the edit mode, but first like the plane in the edit view mode, we're going to select the vertices on where we want the beach to see, as we have done before. See and select the faces of vertices like this. on this side too, because yeah. Okay, now for the extra vertices, we are gonna, within the circle select, hit shift and select button to deselect them, like this. And now let's make them new material, new, and let's add the same thing there as we have done before. It didn't come. Okay, so where are the, okay, here they are. Control C within the new one, delete these, and Control V. But this time change the images, and I've got here the images we're gonna need, which are the sand textures. So we got pretty much everything set up except the camera, from which perspective our picture or the scene will be seen. So for that, let's add a camera. Here it is. Grab Z, top view, rotate on Z axis. So we got like this. Now we want the camera in the cave. We want to see the whole place from the cave. So let's grab an x-axis, grab on y, this, rotate. Change its focal length like this. Grab that. So we have got quite a beautiful scene here. Let's get into the render view. We are missing one thing, the sky. We do not have a sky. So how are we gonna add a sky? There are quite a lot of ways you can procedurally make a sky, or you can add a dynamic sky. In Blender we have got a add-on for that. To activate that add-on, get into the edit and preferences, hit on add-on, and the search bar type dynamic sky. As we go here, check the mark here, save the settings and close it. Now how to apply this dynamic sky? For that, get into the shading menu, where we have got something like this, hit end, and in the create menu we have got a dynamic sky. Now create it, and to activate it, hit an check, get into the world, and with the world we have got a little drop down menu in which we have got the dynamic one written. Hit that one, and in the settings I'll change the horizon color, make it a little bluish like that. Now I'll get back into the layout, and we have got our sky here. It looks quite okay, it looks quite good. So there we have it. Our scene has been completed. We have got everything. The mountain is done, the water, the lake, we have made it. The cave has been made, but the reason it doesn't look like the final render, because the cave is so much detailed in the final render. So how we detail it? So basically I made some rocks, some shaped rocks, as you can see here, rocks, and I just placed them randomly to the walls of the cave, so that they look kind of bumpy and give a little bit of realistic look. So yeah, that's how it was done. It was some rocks, designed rocks, and they were put to the wall, and yeah, that's how the scene, that detailed cave, was made. And as for the textures done in the same way as they were done in the same way as as the mountains were textured. We used the same. I used the same nodes for that one too. The one we have the two textures and BD diffused and normal maps. We use the same. Um, just that we take the different texture image this time. And as for much more detailed look of the texture, I've done the UV editing as for the mountains were done. In that same way these rocks were made. So yeah, that's how this whole thing was created. So there you have it, the final render, and this is how it looks. Obviously, yes, you can make some more of those tweaks to your final render. You can add different things. You can add palm trees at the side of the beach if you want to. So that's how it was done. So thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to those who are supporting us on the Instagram and YouTube channel. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up, and in the comment section give us your suggestion what you want us to make in the upcoming videos, and we will catch you guys in the next one.